Money in the bank, Money in the Bank, and it was okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was unlike Andy. I actually had some sort of expectations for this,
I had nothing.
and it was disappointing at the end. That's my overall review of it.
I mean, I literally went into this with no expectations and no like. I just didn't care. It's just like I don't care about this card. I don't care about anything that's happening. The only like the things that saved the show were the two ladder matches, the Divas match, and Ziggler and Del Rio. That was it. Because the rest
Yeah.
was just weird endings that pissed me off. LOL, Cena wins as usual. Um,
Well,
just like,
I completely expected Cena to win,
oh yeah,
but the way he won was retarded.
yeah.
You're meaning to tell me that the world's strongest man can't get Cena off of his back
And
and
also,
tapped out?
and
Really?
also the thing is, I swear, Mark Henry's been like attitude adjusted 7 million times.
Yeah, why were they pushing that?
I don't know. They're like, oh, he's too. Like what? No, it's been established. He's picked up the Big Show for fuck's sake,
Hundreds of
999
times.
times. That's so bad. I just can't
Jesus.
fucking deal with Cena anymore. I can't do it. I just can't
Yeah.
do it. They had something with Mark Henry. They actually had something, and then it's
Uh,
like, LOL, I've got to win. Like no.
as soon as I saw that that match wasn't the main event, it was clear that Cena was going to win no matter what. Because my original theory was that Mark Henry could possibly win, and then Mr. Money in the Bank would cash in on him. But seeing that that wasn't the main event, that wasn't going to happen.
Well, I think I was watching an incredibly different event because I actually enjoyed last night. To be fair, guys.
What?
Well, yeah, I enjoyed the matches, but almost all of the endings to the matches were retardedly stupid.
It was nice seeing Rob Van Dam and
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
but it
I'll
was like-
speak. I agree with the Mark Henry John Cena match. In all honesty, I didn't watch it live. I was watching it in ways that I will not describe on the internet because the NRA or whatever it is. No, that's the gun guys, isn't it? The whatever, whoever, the American government will be spying on me and going, he's watching wrestling illegally. Let's throw him in jail. You know, with Snowden and all that. So I'm not going to say what I've been doing it. NSA, thank you, Brooks and Veyron. The NSA.
could have been worse. Could have said NASA.
No. Well, that was anyway. So I just sort of skipped over the match because I knew that Cena was going to win, and I can tell you why. Because there's been rumblings backstage that going into SummerSlam, the main event is going to be John Cena versus Daniel Bryan because of Total Divas. Now, that sounds weird, and I'll explain why these two guys are getting the main event because of Total Divas. You got to remember, Daniel Bryan and John Cena are banging the Bella Twins, right? The Bella Twins.
I didn't know Cena was, but okay.
Yeah, John Cena's banging Nikki, I believe.
Is that the one with the fake tits?
Yes.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can distinguish which one is which. Don't blame me. One of them now has huge cans. The other one doesn't. Leave me alone, okay?
So they're basically, in a weird way, they're technically shagging the same girl. It's weird. Twins are strange.
Yeah.
So they're the boyfriends of the Bella Twins, and the Bella Twins are two of the main characters on Total Divas, and they're expecting Total Divas to be a big thing. So that's why they're getting the main
It's not
main
at
event.
all.
No, that's why they're getting the main event at SummerSlam. So I was fully aware that John Cena was going to win this. The other problem I had was, of course, Robot Orton winning the Money in the Bank.
Oh my god. You know when he pulled that thing down, like, all the energy and the electricity of the crowd died.
It was just dead.
Yeah, they're just like, no!
I was so
It's like-
expecting. I was so expecting
It's like
Bryan to
Brooks
win,
is
to be
saying
honest.
in the chat, there's just no reason for Orton to have it. None at
No
all.
reason for him to exist.
No. It reminded me of what happened last year when John Cena won it. These guys, they don't need it. Somebody like Daniel Bryan, to me, kind of needed it. I mean, he is an established star, but it would have made sense because of the role he's been on and that he's not the weak link. So, look, he won the Money in the Bank. He can't be the weak link. He won the Money in the Bank match. Again, for a second time. Orton has been jobbing...
an all-star match, whatever the fuck that means.
What?
And it was an all-star match, whatever that means.
Yeah. And the thing is that Orton, as far as I'm aware, has pretty much been jobbing for the past couple of weeks. And LOL, he wins Money in the Bank. That doesn't make sense to me.
I liked the events leading up to it. So, like, when Paul Heyman was like, fuck you, punk, die! And
that
like,
was really cool. I'm not going to lie.
Like, oh my
really cool.
God, the blood coming out of his head. Oh, fuck, Jesus Christ, fucking hell. And then, like...
Stitches.
But then Orton climbs the ladder and just like, no, and just climbs the ladder and takes the briefcase. And he, no, he can't do that. He sucks.
But besides Mark Henry and John Cena match and the ending of the All-Star Money in the Bank, I actually enjoyed the pay-per-view. I don't see why you guys are giving it such a hard time, personally. In fact, in all honesty, I thought the Divas match was not as good as it was at Payback. I thought their one at Payback was better.
Well, I didn't see Payback, so I have nothing to refer to, but I really enjoyed the Money in the Bank Divas match. I liked it, and there was nothing dumb about it. For what it was more or less perfect. I have no complaints.
Is it weird I want to see Big E fall in love with Caitlyn? You can just tell, it's just like, just kiss her already, for God's sake.
Just propose to her already, God!
People wonder why wrestling's referred to as a soap opera.
Yeah, pretty much. But no, I agree.
Ziggler and Del Rio.
I agree with the Divas thing though, because I think since 2006, the Divas division was just stale. There was nothing really interesting about it. You could say that Lay Cool was slightly interesting, but I think there's nothing really that stood out to me. Finally, even though they've got that awful looking belt, that terrible looking belt, that belt that is a disgrace. It shouldn't be called a belt. It should be called shite. That's what it should be called. The WWE Shite Championship. But it actually feels like there's importance to it now, even if it is shit.
Yeah, I actually cared going into Money in the Bank of what was going to happen in that match. I actually wanted to see it and kind of cared.
Yeah, it wasn't...
I'm not going to lie as well, like, every time AJ took a bump, has Dolph Ziggler been teaching her how to bump?
Jesus, she bumps amazingly.
She sells like crazy.
Crazy bitch.
She like flips backwards and everything.
Did you see her sell that spear? Did you see her sell that spear on SmackDown at the contract signing?
Jesus, that was amazing.
It was crazy.
This is why I think a friend of mine says that they don't like it when I compare wrestlers to previous wrestlers, and I can see where they're coming from because they should be their own person, but at the end of the day, you're going to make comparisons because it's the only way you can really sort of, tear people up
if you like them or not.
I think, really, AJ and Caitlyn is this generation's Trish and Lita. Or at least they have the potential to be.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they become that because, I don't know, it's like, I'm actually more invested in this story than anything else on this card.
Yeah, well, there's one thing, and the chat reminded me of it. There's one thing else that I care about. The Wyatt family, that was probably the coolest debut I've ever seen. Well, at least it's up there.
I hated the crowd when they're like, Husky Harris, I'm like, shut up.
That annoyed me. But the rest of the debut was cool as hell.
I don't get it. I don't get why everyone's been going nuts for the Wyatt family. I don't get it.
I don't know. Something about him is entertaining to me.
I don't get it. I don't get why everyone's going nuts for the Wyatt family. It's a creepy montage of Husky Harris. That's all it is. And why is someone wearing a goat face? That should be Daniel Bryan.
Because
It's like, no, they're symbolizing, like, the sheep. Like, I think his thing is, like, people are sheep and he needs to lead them. And so, like, his bro there is, like, symbolizing the sheep or some shit. I don't know.
So it's kind of like the straight edge society. Just not
A little
so
bit.
straight edge.
Yeah, it's just creepy cult thing.
creepy rednecks with big beards.
Yeah.
Well, at
Giant
least it's better
beards.
than biscuits and gravy!
Oh, don't remind me. Don't fucking ever say those fucking words again.
Biscuits and gravy! Make me a man! How? I don't...
It doesn't make sense. Why
What was-
would you have, like,
Can I
a
just-
bourbon biscuit and stick fucking gravy on it? That would taste horrible. Fuck.
This is the thing, right? The guy who wrote the music for Stone Cold Steve Austin, arguably the best theme entrance in the world, made that.
Yeah.
What was going through his head when he thought, right, we've got a retard and someone who's obviously
Well,
from
to be fair, what else are you gonna write for that?
something that isn't biscuits and gravy make me a man. This...
We're just rednecks. We love we love the South. Oh yeah, the South are nice. No,
I
Nothing's-
think one of the lyrics to that song is, "I ain't no ham and egger."
Like,
what?
It's just such a dumb song.
why?
what the hell does that mean?
Why?
What does that mean?
Oh my god.
I
Brilliant.
just... This is the thing, like, he wrote Stone Cold Steve Austin's theme, and then he comes out with that.
Can you imagine it if it's just like smash, biscuits and gravy? And
And that's the thing, both characters were supposed to be from, like, Texas. So Stone Cold gets... da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and then they get, biscuits and gravy! Make me a man! It's like,
There's a lot of diversity. There's a lot of diversity in Texas.
Is there really? I don't
there's a lot of
know.
diversity
I
in
don't
Jim
know.
Johnson's fucking head.
Everyone has an off day, Liam.
Off day, Jesus, he's had an off decade.
Oh,
Well, actually, I'd like to argue that theme songs lately have been getting better.
Yeah, because he's... Well, yeah, but I think Biscuits and Gravy was possibly the lowest point he's had.
well, yes,
Oh,
but
God.
that's not. I mean, that's not to say like he's shit now. What the fuck's wrong with
Oh, like, I like Curtis Axel's theme. Wade Barrett's new theme song's pretty good.
I don't like Barrett's new thing.
I don't like it. I just like,
All right, I'll just bury my head in the sand. Never mind.
good,
Seriously,
you do that.
Wade, this is the problem, right? This is the problem I've discovered with WWE. And, like, for some reason, it's not every person that's not from America. It just seems to be British people, right? They've got to have a reference to either classical music or England in some way. It's got to be the English national anthem or Rule Britannia, or it's got to be William Regal coming out to classical music, or Wade Barrett going, God save the Queen. Like, can't we just have a guy who just so happens to be British, but that's not what defines him? That's what annoys me. It's like, it's kind of like Antonio Cesaro. Okay, his theme song was nothing to do with Switzerland, I think. Like, had nothing to do with it. But his title, bloody hell, the cross was everywhere. Like,
Yeah, it's just basically the Swiss flag.
yeah.
I'm from Switzerland. That's my gimmick. Do you get it now? Do you get it now? Do you
I'm
get it?
not
Do you
from
get it?
around these parts. Do you understand this? Just so you know. And then they give him a yodeling gimmick.
I don't
Just
want
in
to talk about
case
the
you didn't
yodeling
know he
gimmick.
wasn't from America.
We,
I don't want to
the
mention
people.
the yodeling.
We the
Yeah.
people is not a fucking sentence.
We the people.
God damn, it doesn't make sense. Fucking dumb. Whatty gimmick. Like, it doesn't make sense. That's not a complete phrase. That's the start of your constitution. It doesn't mean anything on its own. God damn.
I just want
Fuck him with his dumb moustache.
I want a character who's from Britain, but that's not what defines him. Okay, so he's
Well,
from
they had
Manchester.
that-
Good for him.